apart from clearing out the A main position, and maybe alluding to the idea that Enigma heading elsewhere.
Cali is going to try and cut out some rotations. He's heard every player leave the site. I really want to see Enigma actually just turn around and head back away here. Lightning fast shots down Antidote. But no, they commit to it. Actually, Global have backed off. They're playing retake now, so I mean, left both sites. That's very surprising.
Off your feet!
My co-cast is kind of using it at the moment as well.
Oh, does happen. RVK, close by. Oh, Skills gets it done. There's an orbital strike that can deny the defusal. Overdrive enabled here from Xcali, getting it done. Skills, stunned up. No, having to fall back, 2v3. All they have to do is keep the Brimstone alive.
Last player standing.
Rexy getting one, doesn't even want to use his ultimate, doesn't even need to. Enigma, very nicely, is able to get the win and close up the gap to its 2 only rounds.
Oh no, Enigma, they're 8-0 down. Well, Pavlos, that's when they're most comfortable, apparently. They say comeback incoming for Enigma, but that's default for Enigma. It's like every game, every map is lulling them into their opponents into a false sense of security, and then they just wake up. Like, I told you. Third of the game in, 2/3 of the game in, Enigma turn into Enigma, and then they actually play. And I don't know why those are the laws, but I don't challenge the rules of nature. I just observe them. And for Global, calling a tactical timeout here, I really like. They've realised that's a momentum seriously building for Enigma. They realised they need to find a way to mitigate that. A timeout's a great way to do so.
Another tactical timeout from Global Esports. I think what you mentioned earlier, you know, where the coaching kind of said, all right, you've got 2 timeouts in the game, you might as well be using both of them. I think it's a perfect time for them to use it because they've completely lost tempo, completely lost track of their advantage. And with the pace Enigma have, it could clearly be a turnaround.
Yeah. What I'm interested to see is how Global fare on their next buy round, because just an eco now, probably going to stack a site. Enigma, they go 10-9. What is going to really be interesting is when Global hits their full buy with an ult advantage, with a showstopper, with that resurrection, and I believe they're also going to be able to get an orbital strike as well.
Yeah, it was a gamble stack from Global Esports, you know, lower weapons, they needed to make something work, and I think Enigma Gaming were very lucky to be that ace site that was open for them, because that was their initial plan. So they guarantee the spike plant, and it seems they've guaranteed themselves very, very good position. Very late flashpoint to come through, showstopper. They're going for it. They're committing a lot to it, and they've been able to split some of the defenders out. Oh, and they're even able to find more damage. Maybe this is doable for Global. This is more than doable. RVK locked to the other side of it. Now wants to use his positioning towards this. They're starting to get themselves into the spike. Lightning fast finds a dink, but it's not good enough. They had to move away from the spike defusal now. Kappa with another kill. Global Esports have the numbers. No way they turn it around. Raw Fuel brings it back, and now they need to fend off against the Heaven play. Headhunter not finding the damage. Rossi finds it. Rawful misses the mark, and the defusal is a second away.
Oh!
And Global Esports get the thrifty turnaround.
What a round from Global, and that split-second decision-making from the Sage was just breathtaking. To be able to outflank one of those players, go for that wall, which completely cuts off, it punishes the overextension of Enigma, and to read that within a split-second moment of reaction is just perfect. And for Global, sure, their weapons aren't great, but when the weapons fail, the abilities, they most certainly don't. What a round from Kappa there, and more importantly, what a round from Hellranger to buy that space, to buy that time. Tour de Force comes out from Global now. Enigma, they reinvest, they set their gauge to be, they realize, all right, Ace off the menu, clearly isn't working, let's try elsewhere, let's try something else. Maybe, just maybe, Global got lucky.
Maybe they did. Rossi, very nicely done. Rossi carrying it onwards. They want to close this right here, right now. Orbital strike enabled. That's finding a kill for the Enigma side, but Rossi doesn't want to get challenged any further. He wants the ace. Rossi wants the bloody ace. Give it to him. Hellranger steals it away, but fist bumps all around. They got what they wanted. They are on map points, ready to take us to bind.
Rossi doesn't get a lucky Pavlos. He just gets opportunities, and my God, does he capitalize upon them. Tour de Force comes out, and Enigma find themselves pummeled, wiped. And now, sure, they are pretty close. They're fairly evenly matched. But can they find the remaining rounds on the bounce to try and keep themselves alive in this, or trying to keep themselves with the possibility of closing these grand finals out in just 4 maps?
It's got to be tough for Enigma. Attack timeout. What is going through their minds right now? So close to bring the turnaround, and they drop to an eco. They lose the follow-up as well. Dominantly. They cannot falter. They've got 2 rounds to do it.
Do you think it's happening? Do you think it happens, Pavlos? Do you think we're seeing a 5th map?
Oh, yeah, at this point, yeah, Global Esports know it, the fans know it, the teams know it, Enigma. They need a drastic change of pace to turn this around. Who steps it up? RVK a little bit absent from this particular matchup, playing the support. Mostly they would like him to play on that more impactful role. Excali aggressing. Not really expecting that off angle. And it's Global Esports to start things off with a bang on a round that could take us to a final map of this series.
Rossi aggressing to main here. There's no one to hunt just yet because Enigma are they're disconnecting from this position. They're setting their gaze over to B. RVK now. This duel with Hellranger is going to dictate so much. Puts out the aftershocks, won't do too much. Maybe the flashes will help in any way, shape, or form. Enigma, they need to garner some advantage, some way, somehow. But Global, they're tucked in. They're keeping their elbows to their sides. They do not want to risk foregoing what could be their ticket to the 5th map.
Composure, that's the name of the game for Global right now.
Nice entry.
Beautiful shot from Rawfield though, and that's the orbital strike now gone. An all-important kill. And now the B site could be opened up. Tower contention from Hellranger. But it seems the players of Enigma have been able to sneak right under his nose onto the site, dropping below. Now want to be contesting him onto the tower side. RVK pushing forward. Hellranger peeks out just in time. The resurrection coming through as Kappa gets the kill. Hellranger recovers it! Global Esports are so damn close to finish this right here, right now. They will get the diffusal, and they will take us to the deciding map of this grand bloody final.
It just gets better and better. 5 maps are going to have to be played to figure out who is the best in SA. And right now, they are indistinguishable. Both of these teams playing out of their minds right now. As we move to bind, I guarantee you, Pavlos, I guarantee the viewers, we're going to have such a good game at our hands.
Wow. Kenny is my friend.
So you guys are peanut guys. Okay.
थोड़ा DM करेंगे, practice करेंगे, maybe एक bug. Nah, let's steal
The one
it.
jumping out.
Sunday है.
We don't have the bomb.
Let's have fun.
Right behind us. Picking donut.
Ah, we're so sleep, bro. Fuck, man! Heavy piece, Timo.
How is he pushing that so fucking fast?
No, he's here.
2B,
That's
2B.
over here.
Let's rush A down.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I got flash ready.
Can be anywhere, bro.
Oh!
yeah.
Nice, Yuri. Sorry.
वो लड़का bathroom में बैठ के खेल रहा है.
I'm mulling tempo.
हाँ, सही
Okay, hold
He's
main, hold main.
going to meet.
Jump in. I'm going back donut, bro.
Yeah.
One donut.
Nice.
Fuck, I'm dead. Side and donut. Donut low.
Give me this.
Donut is very low, bro. Last low.
Okay,
I
man.
saw him, no?
Okay, man.
Yeah,
good
people!
man.
Oh shit. I hit him 40 with headshot. Bro, that's fucking Molly. That was
Thank you.
stupid.
Let's try maybe explode B. They're
I
bad
was
on B.
trying to do something that I'm not that I don't
I
do
can
just
insta
throwing
smoke shot
nades.
if you want.
Oh,
And I will flash once.
It allows the cross, but they're ready to cut that off with doubling up inside of the side, and even the lurk got shut down in the rotation from CT.
That's the tactic Ents is going to call there. Madden needs to be way more confident swinging off catwalk for that fight. He needs to be way more assertive with that because Snappy actually got the information. He heard the shot first. He jumped up, saw the presence, and Madden just kind of hesitated around that. A little jiggle peek that gave Exile knowledge of where that fight was going to come from, and it's way too easy for him on defense. 10-9.
Within one. DE Airport calling, DE Airstrip. That's actually a map that, there's a throwback to 1.6 days.
CS 747.
There you go as well, yeah, not bad. Ooh, that gap. Exile wants to take advantage, needs to be careful. Doesn't get caught out by a secondary peek, but he'll back off the angle.
Here we go, pushes on.
He's confirmed his pistols as well, so he's already rotating back over. Doubling up from this catwalk position. They'll drop the bomb down in front of them. That'll give them great vision to hold against the running and the gunning, but not against Snacks. His AK, he nearly spun around in time to find Nafany, but Nafany makes his entrance known with a secondary kill on the Maiden, and it's 10-10.
Those B hits, when they come out, it's all the opening kills are so critical. I mean, first kills are always important, but certainly if the first two players drop down like that, if Cloud9's able to get the first two kills on defense, there's no real strength in that hit. Nobody can wrap around the bomb site. You can't push forward at all, and it makes it very easy for Nafany. All tied up. A called by Ents here as they want to talk things over on the T side. They are running flats. 5 rounds straight for Cloud9 to start second half on defense.
Sound muted.
Yeah, they had a 4-1 run on their respective sides, so this is actually the best start to a half so far, and the momentum certainly is shifting in this game when you go back and consider that it's 7 total in a row now for Cloud9.
What does Ents come up with? Light buy in the previous round allows them to invest quite a bit going into round 21. 80s with an AWP, no armor on him. For Ents, when they've hit some struggles yesterday in the semifinals, it was Madden who stepped up to provide openings, to breathe some life into the Ents team. Once again, keeping things simple. Madden just lurking towards the B-bomb site we go. Hades lining up with utility. This is going to be a timing hit, and that timing is right now.
Hades is leading away with utility damage. Speaking of that, but we'll see if Cloud9 starts to stacking. Hayden starts it. Oh man, so fast. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, you ain't tracking that whatsoever, and Cloud9 is not even messing with this round whatsoever. Ents are going to...
A shot का take हो सकता है यहाँ पे, that is going to be Tyseal, and it is working for them. 2 players है, सिर्फ 1 player बचे हैं साइड पे जो कि हैं फिन, बट वो किल निकाल पाएंगे एंड बहुत अच्छा स्प्रे कर रहे हैं होल्ड करने के लिए, लेकिन उनके ऊपर मोलोटॉव्स एंड यूटिलिटीज आएंगी और यहाँ पे मोलोटॉव थोड़ा सा फेल होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है हमको। फिन एक और किल लेके जाएंगे वहां से, डाइसियर उनके ऊपर ट्रेड लेते हुए, 11 एक एक्स्ट्रा किल निकालते हुए भावी के ऊपर। 3v3 सिचुएशन बन चुका है, एचपीज भी सिमिलर हैं दोनों ही टीम्स के प्लेयर्स और डाइसियर इस सब के बीच में प्लांट भी दे देंगे। एक डिफॉल्ट प्लांट हमको देखने को मिलेगा। एलटी का एंगल, माफ कीजिएगा यूटी का एंगल यहाँ पे सिक्योर करना चाहिए, बट शेडी वहीं से आके एल्विस के ऊपर बढ़िया हेडशॉट कनेक्ट करेंगे और एक स्प्रे भी कनेक्ट करेंगे 11 के ऊपर। आखिरी प्लेयर बचते हैं डाइजिलर, ऑलरेडी 22 एचपी पे हैं, विंडो के नीचे खेल रहे हैं और रेवन आके इजीली इनको टेक डाउन करेंगे और यहाँ पे बेंजीन बैठ जाएंगे बॉम्ब डिफ्यूज करने। इसी के साथ यहाँ पे एक और राउंड सिक्योर हो जाएगा टीम किंगपिन्स के लिए। एंड एक चीज जो मैं बस हाईलाइट करना चाहूंगा पिछले राउंड से, वो था वो मोलोटॉव जो कि फिन के ऊपर जाके नहीं गिरा, वहां पे वो एक और फ्रैग निकाल पाए। अगर वो मोलोटॉव सही होता, वहां पे उनको रिपोजिशन करना पड़ता एंड सामने आके एक्सपोज होना पड़ता, तो शायद वो जो एक किल का फैक्टर है वो लास्ट तक एडवांटेज देता इनॉर्बिटी स्पोर्ट्स को। बट देन अगेन इट्स अ गेम ऑफ काउंटर स्ट्राइक, कुछ भी हो सकता है जैसा कि हम बार बार मेंशन करते हैं। एंड चीजें होने की बातें करें तो यहाँ फिलहाल और लॉन्ग कंट्रोल हो रहा है टीम किंगपिन्स की तरफ से, पूरे तरीके से लॉन्ग को अपने लॉन्ग को अपने कब्जे में कर लिया है। प्लेयर्स को फोर्स किया जा रहा है नॉर्मल स्पोर्ट्स के कि वो दूसरी साइड की तरफ पुश करें, दूसरी साइड की तरफ रोटेट करें। एंड हम देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे वो वर्कआउट भी कर रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे मिड पे थोड़ी सी फाइट्स चलती हुई ए शॉट और एलटी के बीच में एक अच्छा मॉलोटोव डाला जाएगा एल्विस की तरफ से। रेवन को काफी ज्यादा डैमेज दे चुके हैं एंड विल गेट द किल एज वेल, क्योंकि वो खुद अपने टीममेट की वजह से ब्लाइंड हो गए थे, इनको पता ही नहीं था कि वो मॉलोटोव के अंदर जल रहे हैं। और इसी के साथ फिन वंस अगेन एक प्लेयर को स्पॉट करेंगे, इनफैक्ट टेक डाउन भी कर देंगे। यहाँ पे जो मैन एडवांटेज मिला था वो
नाइस
इक्वलाइज हो चुका है,
कॉल द डेविल
बट प्लेयर्स अभी
वैलोरेंट
भी
खेल रहा है कि नहीं
नॉर्मली
ब्रो
स्पोर्ट्स के बी साइड की तरफ गैदर्ड अराउंड है और यूटिलिटीज डाल के पुश भी करेंगे। इसी के साथ 11 एक किल निकालते हुए फिन के ऊपर फाइनली नॉर्मली स्पोर्ट्स गेटिंग दैट मैन एडवांटेज बैक फॉर दिस राउंड और प्लांट दे दिया जाएगा। रिबॉन यहाँ पे लर्क करते हुए भावी को भी टेक डाउन कर देंगे एंड आई थिंक एक सेव का डिसीजन आएगा किंग पिंस के प्लेयर्स की तरफ से, एज वी कैन सी शेडी एंड benzene going towards platform and a long area together. तो yes, it is safe to say कि नॉर्मली स्पोर्ट्स यहाँ पे एक और राउंड जीतती हुई एंड जिस तरीके से यहाँ पे एंट्री ली गई एंड सेटअप्स को थोड़ा सा बिखेरा गया, क्योंकि मिड पे जो भी फाइट चल रही थी, माफ कीजिएगा एलटी और ए शॉट पे जो भी फाइट चल रही थी, उसकी वजह से प्लेयर्स जो थे ऑलरेडी रोटेट नहीं किए। सिर्फ एक
तेरी आवाज बहुत
प्लेयर
कम आ
थे
रहा
जो
है।
बी साइड को एंकर कर
मेरा
रहे थे
आवाज
और
इसके लिए कम
उन्होंने
आ
अपना
रहा है
काम
क्योंकि
किया, एक किल
स्ट्रीम का
जरूर निकाला,
वॉल्यूम
लेकिन
ज्यादा है। रुक
जितनी
कम
यूटिलिटीज
करता
थी
हूँ।
उस ज्यादा देर तक होल्ड नहीं कर पाए एंड इसी चीज का फायदा उठाया। वेल फिलहाल यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ पे स्मोक डाला गया टाइमिंग पे, मींस पता लग गया है कि प्लेयर्स यहीं पे सेव कर रहे हैं एंड
अभी तक आ रहा है क्या ज्यादा?
मौजूद थे वहाँ पे, स्मोक से बाहर नहीं
अभी
निकले,
आना चाहिए
इन्होंने
ज्यादा
आराम
वैसे
से
तो
वहाँ पे
मेरा
टाइमिंग को
आवाज।
रिस्पेक्ट किया और पीछे जाके सेव किया अपना वेपन को। बट यहाँ
पे
पे जो
पे
एक
पे
और किल है वो थोड़ा सा शैडर होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है किंग पिंस का। रेवन एक
हेलो।
राइफल जरूर निकाल सकते हैं, निकालेंगे भी।
क्या
इनफैक्ट
बोल रहा है?
भावी
कुछ
इज
सुनाई
प्लेइंग
नहीं
गुड
दिया। मतलब क्या
यूटिलिटीज
कर रहा
एंड
है?
वेल लीगल।
वैलोरेंट
फिन
खेल रहा है
इज
कि नहीं
हैविंग अ
ब्रो आजकल?
सीजेड और इज
क्या
सीजी
हाल?
ऑटो एंड हम देख सकते हैं कि फिर से लॉन्ग कंट्रोल की फाइट चल रही है, बट
नाइस।
एल्विस टेकिंग दैट फ्रैग विद हिज ऑफ फर्स्ट किल निकालते हुए
अगेन
साइड में
एग्रेसिव मरा है
रेवन के
बंदा।
ऊपर एक अच्छा
रेवन।
हेडशॉट कनेक्ट करेंगे और हम देख सकते हैं यहाँ मिड
ओके
के
यस
नीचे
ब्रो।
से स्नीक इन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। फिन यहाँ आ चुके हैं स्मोक के अंदर एंड एल्विस ने उनको स्पॉट कर लिया है और किल भी निकाल लेंगे। यहाँ पे everything seems to be working out for team Enormity
हाँ अब
Esports
सही
and
रहेगा।
Dice
यस
11 will take down भावी as well। बेंजीन बचते हैं आखिरी प्लेयर एंड डाइस डीलर ने उनको स्पॉट कर लिया है। आराम से पीछे जाके खेलेंगे एंड धीरे से किल निकालने की कोशिश करेंगे। कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं है, यहाँ पे प्लांट भी दे दिया जाएगा, बट डाइस डीलर नहीं, यहाँ पे बेंजीन हमको किल निकालते हुए नजर आएंगे। एक और प्लेयर ट्रेड के लिए फॉरवर्ड आए, उन्होंने बेंजीन को लो एचपी पे भी ला कर खड़ा कर दिया है। बेंजीन गोइंग टुवर्ड्स एलटीएन, आई थिंक स्पॉट नहीं हुए हैं और इनॉर्मिटी स्पोर्ट्स के
हाँ
प्लेयर भी
खेलता
फॉल
हूँ
बैक
भाई लेकिन
करेंगे एंड
थोड़ा कम।
आराम से
क्यों क्या
खेलेंगे इस
सीन हो गया
राउंड
तेरा?
को एंड एक और राउंड
घर पे है ना
सिक्योर
पीसी
करेंगे
तेरे तो?
अपनी टीम के लिए। थोड़ा सा गैप जो है उसको कम करेंगे किंग पिंस के अगेंस्ट।
जी हाँ, ये गैप जो है कम होगा एंड मैं चाहूँगा कि और कम हो जाए, जिससे इवेंचुअली हम 5th मैप भी देख सके एंड इट वुड बी अ ग्रेट फाइनल टू एंड विद ऑल टुगेदर। बट फिलहाल के लिए ऐसा यहाँ पे हम देख पा रहे हैं किंग लॉस्ट दिस वन अगेंस्ट नॉर्मली। आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं जो ये टेक आए, जो शॉट्स कनेक्ट हुए ए लॉन्ग पे एंड अल्टीमेटली साइक्लोन एफ जो शॉट पे एक शॉट लिया था वो बहुत ही सही दिखा रहा था। वहीं पे राउंड के स्टार्टिंग में ही एक अच्छा खासा एडवांटेज आ गया था नॉर्मली स्पोर्ट्स के पास एंड ओवरऑल अगर बात करी जाए सो दे प्लेड इट क्वाइट वेल। एंड अभी अगर किनपिंस को हम देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं हैवी प्रेजेंस थोड़ा बनाएंगे शॉट की तरफ अर्ली ऑन। वेल फिर से यहाँ पे जाएंगे एक प्लेयर दैट इज रेवन एडब्ल्यूपी को
उनका
लिए हुए
फाइनल चल रहा है।
बट बाकी
ये
जो
मैप जो
प्लेयर्स हैं
अगर
वहाँ पे
किंग पिन
हम
जीत गए तो ये
देख
लोग
रहे
सीरीज
हैं
से जाएंगे
कि वो
एंड इफ
लपेटे में आएंगे शेडी
हार
के
गई तो
जो मैंने
बेस्ट
कहा
ऑफ
कि
5 लास्ट मैप
साथ
पे
एक और
जाएगा।
प्लेयर मौजूद है दैट इज टीम्स
वापस
बेंजीन
से
एंड
शॉर्ट
यहाँ
पे
पे
एग्रेसिव
फिलहाल
पे इस टाइम पे
रेवन
पिक
एल्विस
मिला
पे
है।
शॉट कनेक्ट कर लेंगे। आई थिंक जो चीज़ हमने पिछले राउंड में देखी थी कहीं ना कहीं वो यहाँ रिवर्स हो चुकी है। भावी होल्ड कर रहे हैं डोर्स एरिया, मिड डोर्स वाला, और जैसा मैं देख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे शायद से अभी टनल के लिए कंटेस्ट आ सकता है एनॉर्मिटी ई स्पोर्ट्स की तरफ से। देव गॉट decent amount of utility to execute as well। C4 भी इनके पास मौजूद है। लेट्स सी हाउ इट पैन्स आउट। यहाँ पे जॉइन इनको करेंगे डाइस डीलर आते हुए। AWP मौजूद है, एक मोलोटोव, एक फ्लैश बैंग और एक HE ग्रेनेड। बट अगर बाकी दो प्लेयर्स को हम देखें कि इनपिंस के तो भी कहीं ना कहीं रेडी तो है किसी पुश को रोकने के लिए। यूटिलिटी सेट उनके पास नहीं है, थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है। बट साइक्लोन एफ ऑन द अदर हैंड यहाँ जैसे मैं देख पा रहा हूँ मिड की तरफ जाना चाहेंगे।
Nice
किल
pick by
वेल
Benzine.
बेंजीन कंफर्म करेंगे उनके ऊपर। एंड आई थिंक सो यहाँ स्मोक अगर डाल देते उस डोर पे तो इनके लिए बहुत सही साबित होता। हमने बहुत बार देखा है कि किनपिन्स ये करती थी कि उस डोर पे क्रॉस करने के लिए स्मोक डालती थी अगर शॉट जाना उसके बाद। फिलहाल के लिए यहाँ पे नॉमटी स्पोर्ट्स कुछ ज़्यादा कर नहीं पाएगी। एंड आई थिंक दे आर गोना गो फॉर अ सेव। यस, इट इज़ अ सेव डिसीजन बीइंग कॉल्ड फ्रॉम देम। C4 मौजूद है एक प्लेयर के पास, दैट इज 11 अलॉन्ग विद डाई स्टीलर। AK-47 और AWP सेव करना चाहेंगे एंड यूटिलिटी सेट भी ठीक ठाक है। सो विद दैट सेड अगले राउंड में लेट्स सी क्या नॉमटी स्पोर्ट्स को कर पाती है। बट आई थिंक सो ये जो एक अर्ली ऑन शॉट की तरफ ऑफ
निकल
गई
जाएगा अगर
है,
एक
यहाँ
राउंड
पे
और निकल
बहुत
गया
सही
था
था एक
इनका।
शॉट वहाँ पे आया। लॉन्ग पे आई थिंक थोड़ा सा कोऑर्डिनेशन लैक कर रही है नॉमटी स्पोर्ट्स का, कंसिडरिंग जिस हिसाब से प्लेयर्स पुश कर रहे थे अपने ही फ्लैश से ब्लाइंड हो गए और अल्टीमेटली उन्हें ब्लू बॉक्स की तरफ जाना पड़ा, जिसके चलते वो कहीं ना कहीं रिबॉन के लपेटे में आ गए। एंड इनफैक्ट रिबॉन आ गए थे लपेटे में दूसरे प्लेयर के। आई थिंक इट वाज फिन और बेंजीन, बट नेवरदलेस जो भी थे M4 वाले प्लेयर थे। एंड किनपिन्स गेट्स दैट राउंड इसी के चलते।
Indeed, and
इधर
उसके
क्या
बाद
सीन चल
हमको
रहा है?
7 का भी किल देखने को मिला था
Hades, it had to have been a
मिड
quick
की तरफ
shot.
जो उन्होंने एक अच्छा
Couldn't have been
शॉट
perfect,
कनेक्ट
no
किया था।
setup.
एंड रेवन का
Live
ऑफ
in around
ऑनलाइन है,
25,
बीकॉन
it's
का भी ऑफ
12-12.
ऑनलाइन है। एक अच्छा
I
बैग
want
भी
ends
अवेलेबल
to
है
win
नॉमटी
this
स्पोर्ट्स के पास। यहाँ पे किंग पिंस की तरफ से एक
because
टाइम दिया
Snacks
गया था। इतने राउंड्स आने के बाद एक
बढ़िया
ऑलराउंड
प्लेयर
करने
होने
के
के
लिए
बाद भी उसको
कोई
टीम
कुछ
अभी है
सोचता
नहीं। अभी अगर
नॉट
सब्स्टिट्यूट में
करना
कर
चाहता,
दिया
लेकिन
जाएगा
राउंड्स आने के
बढ़िया
बाद
चीज़
पता
हो
है कि
जाएगा।
हम एक राउंड जीते हैं तो थोड़ा सा वो जो मोमेंटम रहता है उसको कंजर्व करने के लिए यहाँ पे टाइम आउट कॉल किया हो सकता है। बट रीबॉर्न इज देयर टू शैटर ऑल ऑफ दैट। यहाँ पे बेंजीन के ऊपर फिर से लॉन्ग पे एक किल कंफर्म करेंगे। और यहाँ पे देखिए कैसे वॉकिंग किया जा रहा है, रविन को टेक डाउन कर दिया जाएगा जो ऑफ से एंगल लगा के बैठे थे। बहुत ही बढ़िया हेडशॉट यहाँ पे 11 की तरफ से आता हुआ। 11 गेटिंग दैट रिवेंज ऑन टू रेवन। बट देन अगेन यहाँ पे जो बाकी किंग्स की टीम है वो मौजूद है एक ही तरफ। एंड जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं कोई भी प्लेयर रोटेट नहीं कर रहा है तो दे आर गोइंग फॉर अ सेव। बार बार हमको ये सेव्स देखने को मिल रहे हैं बिकॉज यहाँ पे लीड काफी अच्छी है किंग पिंस के पास। अभी भी 5 राउंड की लीड है जो इस राउंड के बाद 4 राउंड में जरूर कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी। लेकिन फिर भी दे कैन प्ले अराउंड विद सम मोर एक्सपेरिमेंट्स। 7 के पास इकोनॉमी है, नेक्स्ट राउंड पे शायद से ऑफ भी ऑनलाइन कर पाएंगे। वेल नहीं, ऑफ आई थिंक ऑनलाइन करने जितना उनके पास नहीं आ पाएगा। बट देन अगेन जो बाकी प्लेयर्स हैं वो थोड़ा बहुत बाय उनके पास रहेगा तो वो अपनी टीम को कहीं ना कहीं एंकर कर पाएंगे। इसके साथ बॉम्ब जो है एक्सप्लोड हो जाएगा। नॉर्मली स्पोर्ट्स अपना 9th राउंड कंफर्म करेंगे एंड उस लीड को कवर अप करने की तरफ आगे बढ़ेंगे। एंड देखना ये कि रेवन जिनके पास ओके ही जस्ट वेंट फॉर दैट। आई थिंक $50 से रह गए वो वहां पे। अगर वो आर्मर के साथ यस ऑफ निकाल सकते थे। बट इट्स
एग्रेसिव
ओके।
प्ले
आई
करेगा
थिंक
रेवन
उन्होंने
एलिटी की तरफ
यूटिलिटीज
भी।
अभी तक बाय नहीं किया, जान के नहीं किया, शायद ध्यान नहीं दिया उसी चीज के चक्कर में। बट देन अगेन यहाँ पे बी साइड की अगर मैं बात करूँ तो एनॉर्मिटी ई स्पोर्ट्स के प्लेयर गैदर अराउंड हो रखे हैं, यूटिलिटीज पैक रहे हैं, बेट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। उनका बेट काम भी कर रहा है, उनका जो फेक है वो काम कर रहा है क्योंकि यहाँ पे प्लेयर्स जो है रोटेट कर चुके हैं। 3 प्लेयर्स हमको बी साइड की तरफ देखने को मिलेंगे। सिर्फ एक प्लेयर है जो लॉन्ग का एंगल होल्ड करके बैठे हैं, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी शेड बी। एंड यहाँ पे साइक्लोन एफ बॉम्ब देंगे, एंट्री के लिए रेडी हो रहे हैं, रीबॉर्न एंगल लगा के बैठे हैं। शेडी ने ऑफ एंगल लेफ्ट साइड जरूर पोजीशन अपना ले लिया है। लेकिन देखना ये यहाँ पे जो 4 प्लेयर जो फॉरवर्ड आएंगे तो क्या उनका रश रोक पाएंगे एज किंग पिंस के प्लेयर्स अभी भी बी साइड पे ही हैं। 3 प्लेयर्स की तरफ खेल रहे हैं। यहाँ पे फ्लैश आएगा, शेडी 2 किल निकालते हुए 3rd किल नहीं निकाल पाएंगे। डाइस उन पे ट्रेड ले लेंगे बट इनको जरूर मिल चुका है कि प्लेयर्स जो हैं वो लॉन्ग की तरफ गैदर्ड हैं, लॉन्ग की तरफ जा सकते हैं। इसलिए एक प्लेयर साइड पे हमको आता हुआ दिखेगा किंग पिंस की तरफ से। एंड जो एक और प्लेयर हैं वो मिड की तरफ जाएंगे और इनॉर्मिटी ई स्पोर्ट्स भी वापस रोटेट करते हुए हमको नजर आएगी। एल्विस ऑलरेडी यूटी में है, थोड़ा बहुत ग्राउंड जो है उन्होंने ऑलरेडी कवर किया हुआ है। लेकिन यहाँ पे उनको अब मालूम पड़ चुका है कि जो प्लेयर्स हैं वो बी साइड में हैं तो यहाँ पे बी साइड एंट्री लेना मुश्किल हो सकता है। और रेवन परफेक्ट टाइमिंग पे स्विंग करते हुए तीनों के तीनों प्लेयर्स को टेक डाउन करेंगे एक स्प्रे के साथ। दैट वाज समथिंग अमेजिंग कमिंग इन फ्रॉम रेवन। वहां पे राउंड तो अपनी तरफ सिक्योर किया ही, सामने वाले प्लेयर्स को सामने वाले प्लेयर्स का जो कॉन्फिडेंस एक बिल्डअप हो रहा होगा उसको भी शैटर कर दिया वहाँ पे, एकदम परफेक्ट टाइमिंग पे स्विंग किया और तीनों प्लेयर्स को
नाइस स्प्रे।
लेट डूबे।
जी हाँ, वो मतलब जिस हिसाब से 3K उठा रहे हैं उन्होंने बहुत ही ज़्यादा लीडर
वो
साबित
लॉन्ग
किया।
पे
लास्ट टाइम
बढ़िया
यहाँ पे
पिक मिल
देखेंगे
रहा है
रेवन
बार
एक
बार।
अच्छा शॉट लेंगे भावी के ऊपर एंड विद दैट सेड कहीं ना कहीं एक डिसएडवांटेजेस सिचुएशन अभी बन चुकी है किनपिंस के लिए, बट स्टिल दे हैव अ 5 पॉइंट लीड, 5 राउंड लीड। और जैसे मैं यहाँ पे देख पा रहा हूँ ए शॉट के लिए कंटेस्ट हो रहा है नॉर्मल स्पोर्ट्स की तरफ से, शायद लॉन्ग पे भी थोड़ा सा भारी प्रेस बनाएंगे।
इसको
फिलहाल
मारेंगे।
बेंजीन के साथ एक और प्लेयर मौजूद है, ट्रेड पोटेंशियल अच्छा खासा रखता है, एंटी फ्लैश खेलेंगे और थोड़ा सा साइक्लोन एफ पे डैमेज पड़ेगा। 390 निकाल लिए बहुत समय बाद।
ये क्या किया इसने?
डाइस डीलर आई थिंक वो फुटस्टेप के साउंड के साथ कहीं ना कहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर लेंगे बेंजीन को। साइक्लोन
नशे और व्हाट बॉयज।
डालेंगे एंड विद दैट सेड या सीटी पे कूद जाएंगे और उनको भी हंट करके एकदम मारा जाएगा। रेवन दौड़ा दौड़ा के उनको मारा गया एंड विद दैट सेड पे फिन के ऊपर शॉट कनेक्ट करेंगे एल्विस एंड देयर वी गो,
शॉट
डेड
पे क्या
फोर्टी
किया
पर
ये लोगों ने?
हो चुकी है। एंड with that said, normally Esports are still in the game, but it seems that Kingpins are just trying to get it all in their favor. कोशिश पूरी करें, एक और टाइम आउट लेंगे and I think this is ये एक मैप रहेगा जहाँ पे बहुत टाइम आउट्स आते हुए देख रहे हैं बैक एंड फोर्थ, which is actually a good thing considering जहाँ पे मिस्टेक्स हो रही हैं वहाँ पे आईजीएल उनके इमीडिएटली उन्हें बताने के लिए और पॉसिबली एक दो राउंड्स आए की स्टार्ट्स बनाने के लिए they are taking a break and reworking what is going wrong.
इंडीड इट इज अ गुड थिंग, लेकिन किंग पिंस का अगर हम बात करें, जैसे ही उनके ऊपर एक अनएक्सपेक्टेड सा गेम प्ले आ रहा है, कोई भी सरप्राइज एलिमेंट आ रहा है, जैसे यहाँ पे एकदम से शॉट का पुश हमको देखने को मिला था, तो उसके लिए रेडी नहीं रह रहे हैं। शायद नॉर्मली स्पोर्ट्स को ये चीज नोट करनी पड़ेगी एंड किंग पिंस को भी अपने गेम प्ले में ये चीज नोट करनी पड़ेगी। बट लेट्स सी नॉर्मली स्पोर्ट्स अगर एक और फास्ट रश यहाँ पे करने की कोशिश करते हैं,
ये
एज
टाइम फास्ट
बी
नहीं
की
होगा,
तरफ उनके
नॉर्मली
प्लेयर्स
होगा।
जरूर जा रहे हैं, लेकिन जिस तरीके से यहाँ पे बॉम्ब ड्रॉप किया गया है, पैसिव अप्रोच के साथ खेलना ही पसंद करेंगे नॉर्मली ई स्पोर्ट्स के प्लेयर। एंड शायद से अगर यहाँ पे फास्ट रश करते तो उनको सिर्फ एक ही प्लेयर मिलता 20 साइड पे। शायद अभी तक इस चीज रीड नहीं कर पाए हैं नॉर्मली ई स्पोर्ट्स के प्लेयर्स की फास्ट रश किंगपिंस इतना ज्यादा अच्छे से नहीं रोक पा रही अगर वहां पे ज्यादा काउंटर यूटिलिटी डालने के लिए प्लेयर्स मौजूद नहीं है तो। लेकिन और जैसे भी उनका गेम प्ले फिलहाल है, यहाँ पे मिड टू बी का कॉल हमको आता हुआ देखने को मिल रहा है। हर तरफ मोनोटॉप डाली जाएगी ताकि कोई भी बूस्ट ना ले पाए। अच्छा हेडशॉट कनेक्ट करते हुए भावी के ऊपर फिन साइक्लोन पे किल निकालेंगे, एल्विस चेरी को टेक डाउन करते हुए, और फिन यहाँ सिंगल हैंडेडली प्लेयर्स को रोकते हुए साइड में जाने से। और बेंजीन यहाँ पे देखिए
ये क्या
कैसे
कर रहे
ढूंढ रहे हैं
हैं?
स्मोक
ओह
के
माय
अंदर
गॉड।
प्लेयर को। दैट इज गोइंग टू बी एल्विस, किस तरीके से वो घुस गए थे अंदर स्मोक के आराम से स्नीक इन करके, बट बेंजीन ने पकड़ लिया था, उनको देख लिया था। 11 पहुंच चुके हैं साइड पे, बॉम्ब प्लांट भी कर देंगे। लेकिन यहाँ पे रेवन जो है बहुत ही ज्यादा दूर है, लॉन्ग से घूम के आ रहे हैं, तो थोड़ा सा टाइम 11 को जरूर मिल जाएगा। ऑप से एके पे स्विच करेंगे, इनफैक्ट दोनों वेपन्स को साथ साथ ही रख रहे हैं, बट पोजीशनिंग इतनी कुछ ज्यादा खास नहीं है उनकी। लेकिन दोनों प्लेयर सिंस एक ही एंगल से आ रहे हैं तो फाइट यहाँ पे आइसोलेट कर सकते हैं और यहाँ फॉरवर्ड जाएंगे, लेकिन गलत वेपन के साथ। और इसी के साथ बेंजीन उनके ऊपर किल निकाल लेंगे, डिफ्यूज करेंगे और अपनी टीम को गेम पॉइंट की तरफ, मैच पॉइंट की तरफ लेकर जाएंगे।
जी हाँ, और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे हम आ चुके हैं मैच पॉइंट की तरफ लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, व्हिच कैन बी द लास्ट राउंड ऑफ दिस फाइनल्स। वेल ओह माय गॉड, ये जो एक्शन चल रहा है अभी तक लगातार, मतलब प्लेयर्स को हैट्स ऑफ मैं कहना चाहूँगा। 4 मैचेस से लगातार ऑलमोस्ट खेले, ब्रेक नो डाउट बीच में ज़रूर पड़ा था, बट कहीं ना कहीं इट इज़ लाइक 4 मैचेस और प्रेशर बिल्डअप धीरे धीरे हो रहा है। फिलहाल के लिए अगर हम इस राउंड की बात करें, सो ए शॉट पे बूस्ट लेके फिर से भेजा जाएगा रेवन को आगे, या फिर इनफैक्ट शेडी जाएंगे इस बार उनकी जगह पे। एंड रेवन ने अपनी जो AWP है वो लोअर टनल्स की ओर खोल रखी है, बट बाकी जो प्लेयर्स यहाँ पे जैसे कि रीकॉन हो गए एंड एनोमटी स्पोर्ट्स के जो प्लेयर्स हैं वो लॉन्ग की तरफ जाने की कोशिश में लगे हैं। नेड फिलहाल एक टॉसिंग करवाया जाएगा, एलटी पूरा कवर लिया जा रहा है, कंट्रोल करा जा रहा है किंगपिंस की तरफ से, लेकिन कोई प्लेयर वहाँ इस समय नहीं है एक्सेप्ट डाइसर जो कि आएंगे फिलहाल के लिए। बाकी जो एनोमटी स्पोर्ट्स के प्लेयर्स हैं वो शायद से लॉन्ग की तरफ फुल ब्लोन कंटेस्ट करेंगे। एंड well, with that said, the C4 has been tossed back and forth, and there we go. A-long के अंदर घुसने की कोशिश पूरी हो रही है C4 के साथ। Let's see how it hands out for them right now. फिलहाल के लिए यहाँ पे जैसे मैं देख पा रहा हूँ शेडी के पास फ्लैश बैंग जो मौजूद है, is holding that short angle and look at that micronab. Well यहाँ पे miss कर देंगे Molotov कार की तरफ, कोई है नहीं वहाँ पे, but still you know that was a
Let's
miss and
see,
only 40
boys.
seconds are remaining of the clock. So कुछ ना कुछ मूव तो जरूर बनाना पड़ेगा और ये जिस हिसाब से ड्रिल्टीज आ रही है ये कहीं ना कहीं सिग्नल करता है कि ए लॉन्ग की तरफ पुश करना चाहेंगे। एनोमिटी स्पोर्ट्स के प्लेयर्स अभी भी बड़े ही आराम से उड़ करते आ रहे हैं, एंटी फ्लैश कहीं ना कहीं खेल रहे हैं, स्मोक वेल फेकिंग एक क्रॉस करने के लिए एक और स्मोक आएगा और आराम से क्रॉस भी कर लेंगे, बट अभी भी साइड आना बाकी है और ये देखिए किस हिसाब से प्लांट हो रहा है, बट उसका बहुत ज्यादा फायदा उठाया जा रहा है। एक किल आएगा अल्टीमेटली करके प्लेयर्स डाउन होने लग जाएंगे।
Easy.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a game done and we have the winners of this best of 5 finals of 5
Nice one.
India.
Nice try.
Jungle, he is all blue.
Ramp could be out Tetris. I don't have vision.
Ooh, nice.
Chad. Good half. Well played. Oh my god. Look at the despair on Harry's face. He can't
Lots of pressure here. Lots of pressure here.
Out Tetris.
One middle, one triple.
Default. Yeah, close. CT.
Oh!
Lucky.
I got jammed on the wall. My boomer movement, man.
Two mid.
Where?
Two mid.
Go shotgun. Rush one more.
B. B plant. Ah, backside. Coming left. Let's go! Ooh, nice try.
कैसा मैप है?
You can read them out after all of this.
I have no idea what he's saying. How do we do this script? Can you?
I cannot.
I wasn't saying anything.
I know. At this point, you're just pretending. At this point, you're really just pretending.
Okay. I badly want to go and dance right now.
And they're getting faster now. The drum's getting faster. I want to see who else is dancing over here. I'm not even sure if he can hear us anymore. Really definitely can hear me, for sure.
Damn. Our favorite Kenyas is playing in a lobby with of 3.
That has to try and pull this one out. Another kill collected for Shiro. Put pressure on him, but Shiro's got defuse coming through his planet right for Shiro. Pick this up and get get back into the site. The smoke gives him a little bit of cover for the time being, but Snacks recovers, and Nico eats the lead. Snacks now into the 1v1 up against Alexi B. He can cross the doorway, but the timing is worked out perfectly, and the Polish monster takes his clutch.
Wanted to do with this round, but Twister's got some space on this A site. This round,
I don't know that Robs is going to do anything anymore. Twists with a 1-on-4. Is there a chance? Oh, there certainly is. 2 headshots. There's a third, and Snappy. Oh.
One XBet clutch of the tournament. We're looking for votes. Use those Twitch channel points, and that's what we're going to be using to determine that. We'll come back with a reveal towards the end of the segment. For the time being, the only thing revealing around here would be Ints dropping this first map of Mirage, and I'm here with Maui and Maniac to make sense of it all. Maui, right out of the gate, tell me.
It looked good for Ents in that first half. 10 rounds on the CT side. I was convinced that they were going to have a very strong performance moving into the second. We've seen that Snappy T sides have done very well for that team. Nice throw. That was a great arm, by the way. I don't know if we caught that.
But clear over that mountain.
Yeah, right. That was tough. But that second half was really well played by Cloud9.
Yeah, and I think it speaks volume to the reaction from the Cloud9 camp. You look at the first 10 rounds of this game, and it's ends all over the place. Madden had a great start. He was, I guess, the tip of the spear to stop the attack from Cloud9. 8-2 scoreline, you're thinking, oh man, it's going down.
Yeah. I really think that these holds for at B, especially for the side of Cloud9, were instrumental because we saw that there was a game plan focus on just hitting some of the players on that side. But I think that really, when you look at this, Maniac, I mean, what are you getting from this one?
That reaction, that round to me kind of starts the beginning of the game for Cloud9. It took them a while, but they finally have that beat split coming over where you can see the trading is correct. Snappy behind that jail position waited for a while, but Axel and Shiro very diligent, very disciplined, taking them out. And from this moment on, you could just feel this was the round Cloud9 needed to get the blood pumping, because at the very beginning, they were surpassed in the first 10 rounds.
Yeah, that's very true. You think about what it took to just go ahead and close this map out in the second half, and Ints were not able to just answer Cloud9. You had 11 rounds on one side. That kind of speaks volumes and testaments.
Yeah, I think really, I mean, I was kind of prefacing this, and the thing is that Cloud9, they were targeted on B. Snappy was really trying to emphasize that point of the map, but I think that we had a couple people step up. We had Shiro step up over there. We had Axel step up at Cat sometimes. I mean, that position is something that Kerrigan, when he played against Cloud9, he couldn't really actually get anything going towards that side of the map. But Snappy thought he could do better. He couldn't.
As well. If he peeks mid, it means we can take. No, you can play it 3B first round, it's okay.
B, okay. B, 1, 2, maybe 3. Looks like B.
Look at these nerds doing smokes.
I bet smoke.
Good position.
No way he let me go.
You have the fuse inside. Chill.
Do they have bomb?
Yes.
Bench. Plus bench.
Core.
Nice.
Nice win.
Guys, who plays short?
I play window, I don't know. I think you said 2B. You both said B.
Can I play short? Thanks.
Zart means when your ass blows. What the fuck does that even mean?
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I think they will pick mid now.
Yeah, for sure.
They planted, right? They're gonna force them.
Yes.
3 mid. 1 dead.
Flash mid.
2 more mid.
3. Flash.
Behind boxes, Deagle.
Careful underground.
I'm watching under.
Okay.
Dead mid.
I don't see under.
Nice.
I think I heard them T-spawn, I'm not sure. Could have been Yublo.
Nice.
Oh, free Khalil for me.
Someone forced, someone did eco, I don't know. What is this?
Free Khalil.
Green, are you mulling around? Or are you? Okay.
Should win the place.
Keep back here. Valorant.
In reality, you should already know where Fnatic's at. They're looking good, right? Like, we all know about Alpha. He's probably the hottest prospect coming into this, right? Like, out of all the players that are coming in, it was a big question mark. Honeymoon period, da-da-da, all the other, you know, normal phrases thrown around. I would still say I want to see them tested with...
On players getting in the servers. It's time.
It absolutely is. Welcome to Bind, the only map which separates one of these teams from $15,000. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of smackaroonies. And I tell you what, Pavlos, if I was any of these players, I'd be ready to play my absolute heart out. Particularly after the little slow and dance we had just now. Bear in mind, we come from European events, don't we, Pavlos? So that was
We do.
that was incredible.
That was intense. That was a lot of fun. It looked like a lot of fun. I wish I was there to start dancing along with everybody.
I can't dance. I can't dance if my life depended on it.
It looked like a type of dance that it doesn't matter how you move, as long as you move and get into the rhythm of it.
You see, that's the problem. I can't do that. The guy from Global who was like picking people out the chairs,
I love
to
it.
get them to dance.
Legends.
I honestly,
No, Mao, it's gonna be fine, fans. Truth is, you're Cloud9.
It's hard.
You've already played Overpass twice. You've played the full 30 rounds. You've had the whole opportunity to see your mistakes.
Ah, franchement, je suis full CS pour l'instant. Hello Kenyas, hello guys, how are you doing? This is taking ages to find games, chat. This is annoying me a lot.
Chat.
This is annoying me a lot.
Chat. बस मैं देखूंगा chat. मेरा phone नहीं है मेरे
boring,
पास.
chat. This is being boring as fuck. Okay.
क्या boring है यार.
We've got Enigma now, who have a habit of breaking mentalities when they make comebacks here.
Yeah, we're talking about Ascent being won by Enigma. We talk about Split, then won by Global, then Haven, then won by Enigma, and Fracture, then won by Global. A literal tug of war, which if we do follow up the same sort of trade, we'd be seeing potentially Bind fall in the hands of Enigma, but things are not so simple. Bind is a map where anything can happen. One which many players in the pro scene do not like. Maybe too simplistic. The TP's a little bit of a disbalance. A lot of questionable decisions around the map. I think a lot of players don't really like the simplicity of it and the chokeholds that it does have. Maybe too defense-sided, but let's see how this one works out in this particular matchup.
Yeah.
Look at the agents. We get to see what we'll be looking at.
I really like the Brimstone Breach combo that Global have been running. For me, it's my favorite combo in Valorant at the moment. Tied neck and neck, actually, with Neon Breach. But the fact we get to see at least one of those combos on Global makes me very, very happy. Also, we get to see the Lightning Fast Razor make a return, which in itself is very scary for Enigma. However, for Enigma, it's going to be the old reliable. This time, though, with a Fade in the mix. Now, something to mention as well is playing with Fade, they've only played on Bind once, and that was against Kumbu Esports in the absolute starting group stage of this tournament. I think it was towards the end, I think day 6, and they decimated Kumbu, 13-6. However, there have been a few adaptations since then. We see a Cypher come out instead of a Sage, and that little nuance, that little change, is now a composition we haven't seen from Enigma yet.
Bind has already been played throughout these teams in recent history 3 times. Since the start of April, right? You can even go further back towards February and you can make that up to 4. Now, if you look at the most recent 3 matches, Global Esports were able to come out on top once out of the 3 times, and it was a very decisive victory, 13-5. But the ones before that, though, were a close endeavor. Well, the first one wasn't really. 13-4 for Enigma, and then 14-12. We're looking about close competition on this map, long history between the two, and what a map to be our decider of this grand final.
You want to talk about history? These teams have played against each other 23 times over the course of the last kind of year or two. And in that time, of course, it's not quite Val Classico, but I tell you what, it's going to come in a close second. A mere seconds away from starting this 5th and final map. Pavlos only wanting to walk away here with 15,000 USD. And it's going to be binds dictate firstly the battleground, and secondly, who will be able to emerge victorious. Global starting on the defense for pistol rounds, stacked fairly heavily outside of A.
Chennai, put your hands together. This game is about to begin. Global Esports on the attacking, Enigma on the defensive. Let's see how this one works out. A map which decides everything. And it's Global Esports quick to take the attack towards its A site. Flash from RVK. Spotted out by the boom bot, forced out of position, spotted as well with a tag, A site taken over. Rexy in the midst of the smoke could be the carry and the mix, but yet to elude himself into the open quickly. Excali opening things off, Excali with 3. What a way to begin things in this series, in this map particularly, as it is the last one. And Global Esports trailing behind, having no trades go their way.
Computing today.
A little bit of a foot line here, a chance to double back potentially for Global. Remember, the Fade and Cypher very low on HP here, but RVK is still marauding and making excursions over the showers now, which Hellrange is going to try and stop.
Quick push here from Hellrange, well spotted. Desperate, fault line sidestepped, flashpoint hit of his own. Orb to get him out onto the open, but RVK is not falling for it. Ends up falling though instead. The fact that 2 are softened up from the Enigma side, this is not impossible, and the ones that are softened up are the closest to them.
It's very, very recoverable here. It all comes down to how cleanly they can execute these 2 A defenders.
They need to be quick as well because rotations are also coming in from Enigma.
Oh
Excali! Give him the ace! Rexy denies it, but still, that's what you want to see. They get the first round in a clean fashion.
Excali, my God, where did that come from, Pavlos? And now for Enigma, I mean, that is a hell of a way to start, isn't it? That is a hell of a way to start. And while we may be seeing a song and dance from the viewers, the only dance we're seeing right now from Enigma is the dance of death. As Cali executes 4 players, it's down to a surprising 4 spies come out from Global here. Now, 4 spies have had mixed success this tournament. However, in the finals, they've had some relatively strong rounds.
Global Esports, we've seen them come back from these before. Pistol rounds have been wins for them, but they've gone for the force. Could be quite greedy. Quite an investment going in. Rossi on top. Quickly bouncing Rexy on the back end within the midst of the smoke. Unable to find a thing. Lightning fast. Taking charge of it. Global Esports have control.
Body utility being deployed, and you look at the HP of Global, both the Brimstone and the Chamber so pitifully low on HP. Will they be neutralized here?
One down.
Ooh, raw fuel. He's able to find one, now quickly balancing the scales. Antidote wanting to find entry. Excali from the other end. Trades falling in the favor of Enigma, but quickly bounced back here from Global. RVK with a sideline. Fault line coming through, knowing what one is. Recon showing his position, has to bounce back from it. Aggressive forwards. Capo with a double. Global Esports bounce right back up.
2 players on 2 different altitudes, but it doesn't matter for Kappa. Whether you're near, far, here, there, or everywhere, Kappa finds a way to nullify you. And to go for a spray control with a Spectre in itself is pretty impressive. With that Global, they convert the force by 1-1. And I mean, that in itself is a hell of a way to start the final map of our grand finals. Remember, both of these teams have already qualified for VCT APAC. However, now they're playing for seeding. Now they're playing for bragging rights, because not only if winning this give you $50,000, it would also anoint you as one of the kings of SA.
Global Esports made a risky investment earlier, and this is paying dividends now. Hellrange off to the side. It seems like Enigma, they're fancying a push. RVK ready with a flashpoint. Assistance maybe from the teammate. Last pack, early use of it. Old round, maybe to hide out from Antidote. Spotted. Oh, Antidote in a pickle. Shocked out at his feet, forced out into the open, but still able to find one. Everything thrown at him, but the fact that he gets one is important.
Look how deep the jet is as well into mid. Now, with that much information, Enigma, they just stack safe sight and wait for the attack.
Beautiful pit swing here from Lightning Fast. Doubles it up. Just like that, Global Esports have control.
Oh,
Rex
oh my
never
God.
stood a freaking chance. Enigma only left with one. And it's just a matter of time until Rawfuel ends up falling and has the same fate as his own teammates.
There's the damage, there's Hell Range up, shutting down Rawfuel, and more importantly, converting the kind of counter buy from the members of Enigma. Now it's a chance for Global to play bonus as they move to a couple of Spectres to match up against the Rifles over on Enigma. And being able to play bonus on your attack of the final map is certainly a strong position to be in now. Bearing in mind that even if you just killed 3 or 4 players, you've done enough. Regardless of if you bait out ults. So once you kill 3 players, you've done enough.
Now the break may be all fun and games, but on the server the attitude switches up completely. They've instantly become rivals. And are reminded of the past now. We don't see many games where teams just want to have guns in the game every single round. Well, Spectres will be brought out for a soft buy here for Global Esports. They will have enough for the next round. But if they're able to keep this momentum going, wouldn't be too shabby for them.
Certainly wouldn't be. I like how we see the drone intentionally set off the tripwire, which allows Global to make a faster push here.
Rexy
taking a lot of damage.
Oh, he was stand up at the start, but still goes for it. Shot dart in, does make sure he doesn't over-aggress. I like that. Global Esports, though, trailing behind when it comes to the numbers.
Rossi finishes off Cali. 4-on-4 now, and for Rawfuel, he's going to have to defend the safe site pretty much solo here as all the teleports come through.
Oh, he's able to find one, though. Rossi is no more, and now turns his attention towards the site. Neural theft is perfect. They know exactly where they're coming from. Both from Showers, and Rufro has repositioned. Damage onto one, looking for the headshot to the second, unable to find it. Kappa keeps it going, and Kappa's the only survivor. RVK will try to spot it, waiting for reinforcements, but Kappa repositions. No way you expect this. But now, telegraphed, 70 points of health. Close by, checks his back line, but it's RVK to find it.
Another strong round here, and it's also the road to recovery for Enigma. Bearing in mind as well that this defense, it was kind of caught off guard by the force buy. Now that they've got their full buy, they've restored order. But as we mentioned, as I told you, Pavlos, you only need 3 kills on your bonus, and that's exactly what Global can achieve. You look at the damage done to the economy now. If Enigma lose this, straight back down to an eco, or they go for one of these really messy buys that we've been seeing sort of develop throughout the series. There's ult management as well over on Global. That's a 4 online once Rossi gets an extra point. For Enigma, you've got your Nightfall, you've got your Orbital Strike, and that's it. You really need to get some mileage from these abilities to mitigate what is going to be Global's myriad of kind of spots of utility to chuck your way.
RVK is really trying to hold them back at this point. But he's expended one of his 2 flashes. Fault line, he's gonna have to wait for that a little bit longer. 3 TPs.
देखते हैं, मैं बुलाता हूँ भाई किसी को, एक गेम खेल लेते हैं.
Sound resumed.
Ultra for Rawfuel, a deadly force in the camp.
What a round from Rawfuel once again, really waking up. And I want to highlight Rawfuel, he was very quiet on Fracture. He did not have a pretty game. The same goes out for Cali. Cali was doing a little bit more damage. He was sort of there, but we weren't seeing hero plays. Real Fuel, really uncharacteristic map. But now that we hit this final map, Raw Fuel's here, Cali's here, and now for Global, the questioning is, will Rossi be here? Will Lightning Fast be here? If they can step up, if they can match this performance, then we could have a very, very good game on our hands.
Could be very close. Really could. Rawfuel just feels unable on the jet, and you can tell every time he is on that jet, he's unstoppable. He just feels it. Neon? Nah. Chamber? Nah. Not doing it for him. Jet, on the other hand, it's a completely different ballpark.
Yeah, it truly is. And once again, we're seeing the global sort of early timeout, which I really like. I really like the fact these are instant timeouts.
User joined your
channel. It also means that comes the second half.
Microphone activated.
Once again, right, without feeling like you've wasted one. And
Microphone muted.
they only used one, and that was purely to delay the attack, and it almost.
चलो थोड़ा खेलते हैं अपन instead of
just like the street lights lit this town like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down.
ये मैच सोचा था उससे ज़्यादा ही क्लोज हो रहा है XG। यस एक सेकंड ऑल्ट किया और अब वेबकैम भी ऑन कर देते क्योंकि तब मैच दिख रहे थे, अब मैच तो नहीं दिखेंगे ना। होगा तो भूलना स्ट्रीम।
I take stripes. ऐसे वाला ट्राई कर मल्टी है CSGO ऐसे वाला ट्राई करता हूँ मुझे दिखने दे
आपको लग रहा है कि मेरे को भी मैच देखना चाहिए instead of streaming.
Actually, a very close position to a kind of defender's exit here. Scally, good for the first. He knows there's more coming.
Quick boom bot, frenzy kill there. Still 3-on-3. Anyone's game. Recon onto the site. No one spotted, not just yet, but RVK. They know of his position now. 2 in laps, 1 in short, a crossfire. A perfect one. Touching the spike, putting pressure on them, touching it again, diffusing halfway, looking to line up the shots. It's a human shield, but RVK will get it done. And closing up that gap, a pistol very much necessary.
Oh my god, Pavlos, this is actually going to overtime. It's actually going to overtime. I guarantee you, here and now, we've got overtime. And I couldn't think of a better or a more apt way to end what has been such an incredible series.
It really could be an overtime game. It really could. It's been a long day. This is a 5th map of the series, the last map of this grand final. Neck and neck across the board. We've seen overtimes. We've seen comebacks.
Bring them down.
Seeing an overtime on the 5th map of the series would be a feat. Would be quite a spectacle.
Spike deployed. Raw field. Able to assist with the kill onto Hell Ranger. Global trying to play point blank with these classics here, Pavlos.
They really are. Could be very interesting here, but Excali might be able to find a better end to this. Oh, he realized he's just bumped into them. Couldn't understand why he wasn't going forward. And somehow Global Esports able to stabilize the scales, getting themselves Spectres to work with Dinks coming forth, but not the kills.
Oh, that's timing!
Oh, Antidote. And that means Kappa is behind them. Finds one, maybe even more. Global Esports, if they get this, that is completely going to disrupt Antidote's buy, disrupt everything they bought for. Kappa rotates around, it's the best decision for him. And there's even a player left onto the A site. That is perfect.
30 seconds left.
This is phenomenal. This is absolutely mind-blowing from Rossi. He just needs to hide.
But there's still room for them to get the TP to move onto the B site. That's exactly what they might do. Antidote, if he gets into the hookah position now using the TP, there's nothing Rossi could do. Perfectly played by Enigma.
एक तो राउंड देख के बंद करते हैं स्ट्रीम वैसे भी मेरे को खाने जाने का then I will sleep. I need to wake up early, gym करना है.
And there's nothing Rossi could do about that one. A crossfire at its finest. Enigma, perfect play around that.
It is a perfect play. For a 2v2, that was a perfect play. But you were against a full eco, and I mean a full eco from Global, and you allowed it to get that close. You allowed Global to do that much damage to you, whilst you had superior weapons, armor, more utility. It's in the warning signs are there. But the solace Enigma can take is they're now playing bonus, a very strong bonus actually with 3 Vandals. In fact, could you argue if it is a bonus? While 7-7, equal ground now, both teams on the precipice of being reset, making this round a must-win.
Smoke's down.
This guy smokes across, delay. Square all across the board, 7-7. And 2-on-2 in the maps. Couldn't be any closer, really. It really could not. Both sides with a buy.
You see Global, for the time being, look how passive they're being. And it's because they can be. With the Sova, the info gather is so effective that they don't actually need to risk doing these shoulder peeks, which is what we saw Enigma doing, but particularly on B long. And that was where even if they survive, they take a bit of damage. That means you can no longer be legged with an operator, for instance. And it does stack up that damage, particularly when you do have a lot of utility to work against here. Enigma, they stack up, they congress, they congregate to this B site. Can they be stopped?
Sky smoke here. Skills able to hide it around it.
Yeah.
Skills left behind.
Oh
Skills is being ignored, and Skills prevail. Global Esports on top, all down to Skills hiding behind the smoke.
How was Skills given that much space? How does he tell 180? How does he get all 4 kills? What What an incredible performance from him there. And it's those zowie.
भाई close आ रहा है match, बहुत ज़्यादा close.
Of brilliance from Global, which is what's putting them into the lead right now. It's what's keeping them ahead. For Enigma, they need a response. RVK was the hero, the Goliath of Ascent, but he's not here. He's not able to mimic the performance Global are doing, and what that Enigma are doing. And while Enigma are doing very damn well when it comes to stacking up, and when it comes to team play, when it comes to strategy, they're not winning in gunplay, and that is going to be pivotal to how effectively they can close out this map, if they can even do that at all. Tactical timeout called, and a chance to give Global a moment's rest, and Skills a chance to frankly calm down.
Seriously,
it's just
भाई.
the most minute of things.
खतरनाक. ये ऐसे ही होना चाहिए finals, like close, like encounter. मजा आता
Hiding
है.
within smokes, right? Is that what we're left with?
I really want to see from Enigma I want to see a fast play, actually. I want to see them try and just bomb their way to a site. Bear in mind that Raw Fuel's only got a judge. That's not working at range. Let's see him get into the gobs, get into the faces of Global, and then really see how Global reacts when under pressure. Fortunately, going to be a fairly slow start. There are those smokes. Here comes that attack, and it's just what the doctor ordered. Bad loss.
Trap destroyed.
Ooh, Rexy. Very outrageous with this position. They can't afford to lose this round. We're up against Sheriffs here, so, you know, at this point,
one enemy remaining.
A mistake like this would be detrimental. So Global Esports really taking charge of this, really making sure the advantage is stuck with them. Want to make sure they get closer to that all-elusive final score.
मैं खाना खाने जा रहा हूँ guys. आज के लिए डंग करते stream. कल थोड़ा जल्दी करने का try करूँगा. Bye bye. Good night.